A better future is built by the brave, envisioned by brilliant minds, born from the passions of thousands strong. One that isn't without risk, but protected from it. Safe from all the worries and secure for what's to come. Because a better future with the greatest empires, the strongest communities, and the happiest families will always be worth having. That's why the bold and the fearless understand that recreating something better takes courage and strength. So together, let's start shaping a better future today.
This is a world we want to live in. Where everything is in harmony and working seamlessly, where we can create beautiful experiences with the right choices and discover new ways to enjoy life. Strong day one connectivity that helps home productivity and business operations. Stable and secure hotspot in public places and 5G mobile-ready connectivity. A place where we can build not just better businesses, but braver tomorrows. Collaborate, communicate, innovate, and progress with on-site or work-from-anywhere setup. Interactive and seamless virtual learning experiences, accessible health consultations, and unlimited entertainment options. An environment where families feel safe and comfortable doing things together, enjoying daily activities with utmost accessibility and ease. Where we get to nurture every experience with a strong sense of community. A life that's simple yet rich with wonderful experiences. Remote yet closer than ever. Manifest their dream into reality. Own the future of spaces today.
What if your everyday is easier? What if your tasks are faster? What if you never have to chase due dates ever? What if your life is safer? What if your dreams are higher? What if kaya mo na? GCash gives you secure payments, real-time money transfers, accessible financial services, exclusive deals, and a full suite of business solutions para kaya mo na sumabay sa takbo ng buhay. Kaya mo na to stay connected. Kaya mo na magbayad anytime, anywhere. Kaya mo na mag-buy and sell. Kaya mo na to get exclusive deals. Kaya mo na magpera padala. Kaya mo na gawing safe ang future. Kaya mo na abutin ang pangarap. Kaya mo na makatulong, magbigay ng pag-asa. Kaya mo, GCash mo.
Good morning, everyone. We will be starting in a few minutes.
This is a world we want to live in. Where everything is in harmony and working seamlessly, where we can create beautiful experiences with the right choices and discover new ways to enjoy life. Strong day one connectivity that helps home productivity and business operations. stable and secure hotspot in public places, and 5G mobile-ready connectivity. A place where we can build not just better businesses, but braver tomorrows. Collaborate, communicate, innovate, and progress with on-site or work-from-anywhere setup. Interactive and seamless virtual learning experiences, accessible health consultations, and unlimited entertainment options. An environment where families feel safe and comfortable doing things together, enjoying daily activities with utmost accessibility and ease. Where we get to nurture every experience with a strong sense of community. A life that's simple yet rich with wonderful experiences. Remote yet closer than ever. Manifest their dream into reality. Own the future of spaces today.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome all of you to our webinar on Globe's Contactless Solutions Hub. We hope that through today's session, you'll discover how these solutions can help you cater to the emerging needs of your tenants in the better normal. My name is Martin Fausto, and I will be your host for this webinar. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. So before we begin, let's do a quick poll and see who we have with us in the room. All right, so you'll be seeing a poll question right in front of you. The first being, what type of Zoomer are you? Right, so what type of Zoomer are you? Please select your answer. We'll give you a few seconds so that we get to get to know a bit more about who we have with us this morning. What type of Zoomer? Siguro ako, I'd probably be with the one by default camera on, kung meron bang ganung option. Definitely not the one walking around the house. All right, so let's give you a few more seconds, maybe 5 more seconds, and then let's flash what the room has answered. All right, 86% of us the one without the camera on. And maraming reasons for that, no? Baka hindi tayo camera ready or hindi kaya ng internet bandwidth natin. Yan, thank you so much for sharing. And the others just woke up. Grabe, agaling, no? Number 2, what will be your company's work setup by 2022? Right? What will be your company's work setup by 2022? We just entered December. We have a few more days before we end 2021. So please select your answer. Please share with us what will be your company's work setup. Okay, a few more seconds, maybe 5 more seconds, and let's see what the room has answered. All right, let's please flash our answers. All right, so we're a bit split, no? So all employees on site, okay, very, very timely for our discussion this morning on contactless hub solutions. We also have 70% on site and 30% work from home, as 31% of our respondents answered that. Okay, thank you so much for sharing. The next question would be, what is your top priority in serving your residents and tenants in 2022? Again, what is your top priority in serving your residents and tenants in 2022? Okay, maybe 5 more seconds. And let's please flash our answers. All right, so split ulit. But majority here answered upskill the property management team on security, maintenance, etc. ensure health and safety protocols are in place. So those are actually in tandem together. Very good, very interesting. All right, thank you everyone for answering our poll question. So I think we are ready to start today's session. Let's kick things off with welcoming remarks from Globe Business Conglomerate Sector Head, Mr. Dominic Tria.
Good morning to each and everyone, to our dearest partners who are present here today. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. It's 23 days before the holidays, and I know that there are a lot of pending items that needs to be done before the year end. So thank you so much for taking time out from your busy schedule to be with us today. It's really great to have all of you here in our Globe Business 2-day roadshow on transitioning to a better normal for the real estate industry. Today's topic is exclusively designed and conceptualized, putting you and your business in our minds. Today, as you are all aware, the world of accelerated change is very much evident. Market leaders can quickly be displaced by a new market entrant who uses digital technology to radically change and improve the way they operate, the way they work, and the way they serve their customers. It is because of these that business needs and behaviors are continuously evolving. This digital shift can also be attributed to the increasing pressure of competition. But more importantly, I believe that this is because of the growing need to improve on customer experience. Customer experience has dramatically become a priority for all organizations, and that their customers are demanding that this should be acted upon now. For instance, immediate access to information is becoming essential. Convenience of having frictionless user experience is a must. And timely, prompt, and fast delivery of service is becoming and demanded to be a standard already. Truly, the pandemic has put forth the adoption and demand for all these digital tools, which previously was all just an afterthought. Now, more than ever, it is imperative to have a secure, stable internet connectivity as a fundamental baseline for all digital initiatives. More and more companies are transitioning to automation, digital solution to meet the growing needs and requirements of their customers. It is here where Globe Business can be of help. Our main mission is to really cater to your needs and demands as an industry by equipping you with the knowledge and solution that can propel your business to a new and greater heights. For today, we have exciting roster of speakers. The first one will talk about a connectivity solution that you can use for your operation or for your tenants' requirements. The second speaker will talk about relevant contactless solution for more efficient and improved ways of work. All of these are big and important topics, so this is all very much needed today. So please, I will not take too much of your time, but please allow me to leave you with an interesting quote from Professor Didier of Capgemini, where he mentioned, the advancement of technology is moving at unprecedented pace. Technology tools are necessary to survive and meet the demands of our customers. The term disruption is all around us, but the real question is, what have you done and what do you intend to do? We really encourage you to take part of this next step towards a better normal for the real estate industry. We would want to take that journey with you. Please just give us a call. We'll be glad to give you assistance or help. So with that, again, thank you so much, and may you have a good, insightful day up ahead. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful message, Dom. What have you done and what do you intend to do? I'm sure everyone's excited to learn the various Globe solutions that will benefit not only the property management, but all the residents and tenants. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions during the presentations, please use the Q&A box so our speakers can address them. You can find that at the bottom part of your screen. Again, for any questions, please type them in the Q&A box. Now, allow me to introduce our first speaker. He is currently the product lead for direct internet access at Globe and carries over 21 years of experience working in different telco companies such as BBPH, Bayantel, and ABS-CBN Mobile. Everyone, let us all welcome Mr. Phil Lopez.
Okay, let me present on my screen. Okay, so good morning, everybody. My name is Philip Lopez. So I'm the product lead for handling direct internet. So what is a direct internet? So let's show you on the next slide. So let's have on a layman's term, I have an analogy for a direct internet. Let's see here in front of you on the presentation, analogies for the elevator, wherein a direct internet is sample like an executive or a VIP elevator, while for a broadband or a shared internet service is an employee elevator. When an executive or a VIP rides on an elevator, they go straight to their penthouse. So there's no interruption. While for broadband or a shared internet service, you have to share all those with the co-employees who have to stop from one floor to another for them to reach their destination floors. So like that, so for a direct internet, it is dedicated access for your connectivity. So this is critical when you don't want to have fluctuations for your internet access. You will need to subscribe for a direct internet. But if you need it more on a budget-wise connectivity, then you could get the broadband. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oops. Okay, yeah, sorry, have some technicality. Okay, as you can see on the screen, here is some top-level connectivity setup of iDirect Internet. For our connectivity, we have here major connectivity or peering with major ISPs locally and globally to connect to wherever website you need to browse. So locally peering means we have interconnectivity with other major ISPs like PLDT. So if ever you need to have a connectivity to browse sites from PLDT, then you could browse it immediately through our peering with PLDT. Then global peering means that you could also access sites, those who are hosted on the international sites. So if you have a site that you want to browse in the US, we have global peering with major global providers in the US so that you could access it. So this is the setup of our internet access. And what's good about it, you have a dedicated internet access using direct internet, okay? Mm-hmm. So for our solution for our condo units or real estate, what we could provide you are the following solutions. One is connectivity for the property admin operations. So you need a dedicated connection for you to submit your reports or submit email notifications to your tenants for them to be reminded of their monthly dues and also their utilities. As well as we have also connectivity for our common areas such as function halls when you need them to have when you have an event and you need to have a connectivity so that your guests could have a connect to the internet. We could provide you direct internet bundled with a managed Wi-Fi. Now, next will be for backhaul connectivity. So if we want to deploy connectivity per floor, then direct internet will be the backhaul connectivity. Then it will be deployed wirelessly using a Wi-Fi access. So that will be our three major solutions for this kind of setup. And another thing, most of our condo units right now are not only for residential. On the lower floors, you're now already available for setup for the malls. So if you have some tenants or business owners who requires critical business internet connectivity, we could also provide that internet access. Okay. Should you have any questions, please free to click on the Q&A and type in your questions. Then I will answer it later. Okay. Next. So what is the product feature for a direct internet? First, for your bandwidth requirement, we could provide you from 1 MB up to 10 GB. Then if that still not still higher GB requirement, then we could provide you multiple 10 GB. Next, for direct internet, we could provide you either a fixed internet usage or usage-based billing, where sample is if you have a fixed bandwidth requirement, then we could provide you a fixed DIA with a fixed MRC or monthly recurring rate. Okay. Then if you are a type of users who have a what you call that, not the usual bandwidth for every in a span of month, so we could provide you a usage base so that the average usage of the month, we just bill you accordingly. Next, we have a nationwide footprint of our direct internet access. So if you're requiring for a connectivity, all you have to just ask our account manager and check for a serviceability of that site. Okay. Next, latency requirement. So there are clients who are critical that they should have not to slow down their internet connectivity. So for direct internet, we could provide you the fastest internet connection, and it will not be disrupted from time to time. Next, for our subscription, our minimum subscription is within 12 months, and we could go as high as up to 5 years. Next, SLA or service level agreement are committed to provide you this internet connectivity is up to 99.8%, meaning we could have our normal downtime, if ever we have, is we are allowed to have 1 hour and 27 minutes downtime per month. But we are assured you that our connectivity is most reliable and we try to avoid this downtime. Okay? Then, our deployment schedule. Should you be interested and want to install direct internet to your sites, we could provide you we could deliver you the internet within 30 to 45 days. Upon completion of all the requirements, then automatically we will deploy our manpower so that we could deploy it within 30 to 45 days. Next, lastly, public IP. The IP blocks that we provide for direct internet are all public. We could provide you for IPv4 and IPv6. Okay? And should you have any questions for these product features, please don't forget to log it in on the QA button. Okay? Lastly, okay, one of the best features of our direct internet is the bandwidth calendaring, wherein if you have requirements that since you have a fixed bandwidth usage for direct internet, but sometimes you're required to upgrade it either for 1 or 2 days, so we could provide this bandwidth calendaring, wherein sample, you have a seasonal events. Right now, it's now December, and it's mostly Christmas party. So there's a lot of Christmas party events. So when you for that, when you have a big room and you need to provide it higher internet access to accommodate all the guests, then we could upgrade your bandwidth. Sample is currently right now, if you are 2 MB, then we could upgrade it up to 10 MB or higher upon the requirement, depending on the number of guests. Next, ad hoc projects. So these are typical for other companies wherein they are migrating from their database to a cloud base, so they need high internet access. So we provide them a bandwidth upgrade and span of 1 to 1 or 2 or 3 days. Then automatically it reverts back to the original bandwidth. Mission critical apps. So we have also our clients who are on the retail business who requires to have increase their bandwidth during sample e-commerce or ERP. Sample will be if they have a sale or promo season or on the weekdays. So they need to increase their bandwidth on weekends, so we could provide that. Then come by Monday, automatically, it will revert back to their original bandwidth. Then lastly, real-time applications. So when you have some conferences wherein you need internet access, so sample here is since this is pandemic, so you cannot go on site. So all you have to do is just connect to your Zoom and attend that conference. So if your company cannot deploy you on site, so just connect to your Zoom and attend that conference. So when you need that attend that conference and you need a better resolution for video, so you need a higher bandwidth. Then we could provide you a bandwidth upgrade during that time of attending that conference. So recap, for bandwidth calendaring, it's applicable for seasonal events, ad hoc projects, mission-critical applications, and real-time apps. Okay? So basically, this is my last slide. So should you have any questions, please free to jot it down on the Q&A button. Okay, let me check our Q&A. Okay, here. Okay, so right now on the Q&A, there's a question we're in. Currently, we have here a 2 MB DIA connection or subscription. We have an upcoming Christmas homeowners party, and we're thinking both on an on-site and online viewing party. Can we upgrade the bandwidth for that event and revert back originate after? Yes. Yeah. Yes, you could do that. By subscribing to a bandwidth calendaring, we could upgrade your from 2 MB, sample is upgraded to 10 MB for that event, Christmas homeowners party, so that everybody can access it online. So that if you have some tenants who wants to join the party, but they don't like to mingle or just want to see who are in the party, then they could just log in to your Zoom account, then join in the party. Okay. Then after the party, they could our bandwidth will be reverted back to 2 MB. Okay. Okay. There's another question here. Okay. Is there a minimum bandwidth if you request for a bandwidth calendaring? Well, the minimum bandwidth is usually whatever your subscribe bandwidth is to double it. So sample, if you are subscribed to a 2 MB, the minimum bandwidth calendaring upgrade you have to subscribe is 4 MB. So it's always double the bandwidth, but not necessarily double. You could ask for a higher bandwidth provided that we have an available capacity for it. Okay? Okay, so I already answered your questions. Should you have any further questions, just jot it down and I will answer it offline. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Phil, for sharing insights on how Globe's direct internet access can provide a dedicated connectivity that will be useful in property management operations. It's like having a fast pass, and you don't have to have it all the time for all rides, only on important ones. I think what will be especially useful is what you also mentioned on the new feature on bandwidth calendaring, wherein clients may request a bandwidth upgrade anytime. So to continue our discussion on the importance of internet access services, we have our second speaker who's here to talk about business broadband as an essential connectivity solution. You know, internet access and speed, that's actually already part of the needs of us in doing business, in studying, and in just living our lives. So our speaker spent 13 years in the banking industry as a technical support and product manager prior to joining Globe. During his stay at Standard Chartered Bank, he handled the automation of several systems, such as the bank's auto debit feature and the billing process. At Globe, he was initially tasked to manage the international data portfolio before finally moving to lead the team handling the Internet core portfolio. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Mr. BJ Rogin. Hi, Bij.
Hello.
Are you there? Hello. Please take it away.
Good morning, everyone. So I'll be presenting the typical broadband connectivity. So I'll be presenting the deck. So basically, what is broadband? Actually, it's a self-explanatory. It's a basic connectivity wherein you already subscribe probably on your home. So currently, the broadband is now an essential or a necessity, given that we already have this pandemic situation. So for the broadband, actually, it evolves now into a different use cases, such as we do have the online education now, online study at home, several LGU programs, especially for the vaccination sites and everything. So they need to have to gather all the data all at once, which requires connectivity on several locations. May it be permanent or temporary. And also the most actually impacted use cases right now, and most use cases is more on the work from home situation. Given that we are in the pandemic, of course, we need to protect ourselves, our families, and everything. That's why we are actually ramping up the typical broadband connectivity into business broadband. So basically, your business broadband right now, we use it as business because it's now it's not the typical streaming or gaming requirement due to connectivity. It's now being used for business continuity program. So for the broadband for Globe and typically for EG, we're actually this is more on the shared network connectivity, similar to the direct internet. It's just that for broadband, it's more on shared connectivity, wherein Phil already described that there's elevator elevator discussion. So it's the same thing. It's an open access internet running through fiber network. Given that it's a shared connectivity bandwidth, and it comes with the application and bundles for business use. So what's the difference between the direct internet access? So DIA, typically you have a dedicated connectivity. So meaning the bandwidth is yours, it's purely yours. You're paying higher MRC since it's dedicated tunnel, internet tunnel going to the internet gateway. It has a consistent connectivity since there's a dedicated line also on that, or dedicated cable. You can also rely on a highest level, and also you have a committed information rate, or the CIR. SLA, so you can actually the one that you're subscribing is actually not being shared to others. That's why it's yours. It's fully yours. Of course, with since it's a dedicated line, you have the higher latency rate, lowest latency rate. Sorry, and as well as you have a flexible rate where you can negotiate further. For broadband, actually, it's a shared connectivity without a CIR. We only offer a minimum 30% upload speed based on your subscribed bandwidth. But currently, we're actually, since it's a evolving product, it's now an essential product. We're actually improving also the upload speed. So later, I will explain the offerings. On the reliability, you will be able to get 90% of reliability, meaning 90% of the time, you will be able to get your subscribed bandwidth. Since this is a shared, then there is no, it's not the same as DIA wherein you have your own bandwidth. So the NTCA approved is for on the 80% reliability. So we also have a symmetric offer, which is similar to DIA. You have an equal and upload download, but it's still shared. So meaning if you subscribe for 20 Mbps, sometimes it will go to 19, 18, but still the upload and download is the same. And lastly, the offer is for on a fixed rate. So this is not a typical where you can negotiate on the on the per 50 peso or a 30 peso rate. It's more on we can do further negotiation, but on a certain level of discounting, like hundreds, because for broadband, it's already we have this small margin and it's a fixed rate defined in our system. So basically, the connectivity topology for broadband is that you have this OLT, or the optical distribution network, passing through the ONT, or the optical network terminator. And then after that, there are NAPs, or network access point. For the GPON, it's called network access point. These are typically the one you see in the post wherein there are termination devices. So for fiber, it's called NAP, but for copper, it's called the DP, or distribution point. Then it goes to your homes or your facility, then connected to the devices or the modem. So for the keynote lang on the what do you call this, on the real estate or developers, it is essential that you will able to actually convert your, if you're existing, there's an existing copper wiring or inside wiring in your facility, you will not be able, we need to convert that. If you subscribe for fiber, we need to fiberize the in-house wiring. Typically, it's being covered by the developers or the subscriber, because we really don't need, we really can't actually just construct inside wiring, because you have a certain policy. Though we are also productizing, and later on by 2022, actually, we're opening in-house wiring services so that we can actually help you to convert your inside wirings into fiber. But still, still in priority or in principle, you should be actually able to coordinate with your own or accredited vendor so that it can be apply all the necessary security option and policy under your admin management. So the enterprise broadband offers, we have this bundled. Everything is unlimited, so we actually limit the offer of the with capacity plans. So everything is unlimited, given that it's now as a necessity. So we have a bundle, meaning there's a phone line included in the offer. We also have DOP, or a data only plan. So no phone lines, it's just data. But for now, it's limited to 20, 35, and 40. And a while ago, I explained the symmetric. So for now, it's also limited for 20, 50, and 100. But later on, actually, we're going to push it further for a higher bandwidth, though it will require a further assessment because of the capacity of our network. So typically, the product features for our broadband basically is, by default, we offer a 24-month subscription. Though we can also offer a flexi term. So this is more on coordination with your assigned account managers if you want to avail it, which is subject for higher OTC, because we really need to pay off the devices, and we cannot resell that. So added features is over provisions, meaning if you subscribe for 20 Mbps, so we're gearing towards the higher provision rate, meaning it can be 21 Mbps, 23 Mbps, so that we can actually meet the 90% reliability that we are actually trying to offer for service. And as well as symmetric broadband plans, you have a dedicated team, which is aside from your dedicated account managers, you have dedicated technical and non-technical support teams. So we can further elevate the assistance that you are requiring, given that we are in the pandemic. So it's more on, we are acting like your local IT network personnel. We also have dedicated solution architect service level managers. So if you have any business requirement limited to broadband that you want to actually explore, if you are looking for a cheaper solution, like if you don't want to push for the DIA or a higher dedicated lease line, so we can actually provide you a solution architect team so that we can customize whatever you or your requirement need, even the bundling solution, or further provide a security connectivity, even that you are just subscribing the typical broadband connectivity. And also the added value services that we have compared to the consumer offer, we can offer you a static IP, multi-static IP, and a domain name. We also have a limited freebies wherein we can provide the Wi-Fi mesh for 50 Mbps and above. So given that our typical CPE only covers a certain portion of your house. So this is more on an extender, a signal extender inside the premise. Of course, the standard previous is that you have the only calls for globe to globe for 24 months. You can have it also on a flexi term, but after the term, it will now, you will be billed with the regular rate. So I think that's it. So if you have any further question, yeah, you can you can put it on the Q&A. So we have one. Our connectivity line is copper wire. How do we request for fiber line? Okay, you have two options. One, if you have an accredited vendor, you can actually coordinate with them to convert with fiber because basically you have your own policies and security guidelines in the building. So we also have an option that another option wherein we can reco a vendor for you so that you can coordinate with them for the build. And later on, actually, we're opening the in-house wiring services. So it's going to be a fixed rate. There's a simple, complex, and mid-build. So depending on the premise. So you will be billed an OTC for that. So if you want to modernize your inside wiring, you can coordinate with us also. So another question is, what's the difference of the broadband offer enterprise versus consumer market? Okay, typically for broadband, it's just a typical connectivity. So more for on consumer part, mostly their bundled is more on the streaming, the gaming, and other like Spotify and everything. More on a home use or family use. Business broadband is more on an open access also. Although we're just adding additional features like the technical support, dedicated support because you're using it to your business. We also we can also bundle it with any other business applications such as if you want a further connectivity or further security, we can bundle it with the SD-WAN. So we have different variants of SD-WAN just to maximize or protect your data during the connectivity or during the business hours that you're doing. Yeah. So I hope that I answered your question correctly. So I think that's it. So if you have any other questions, please, or if you have any other like business idea that you want to discuss with us in terms of the broadband connectivity, given that you're in the reality business, we can actually discuss that further, and we can further negotiate so that we can grow both of our business. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you, Beej, I like the term fiberizing. That really is important for the better normal. So thank you again for shedding light on an alternative and reliable connectivity solution for property managers using fiber technology. So before we move on to our next segment, I'd like to give everybody a chance to stretch their legs, move around a bit, get water, coffee, or probably a light snack. So during this short break, we'll play 3 videos that will take about 5 minutes. And we'll also be giving away a couple of items at the end of the webinar, so make sure you stick around. See you in 5 minutes.
What if your everyday is easier? What if your tasks are faster? What if you never have to chase due dates ever? What if your life is safer? What if your dreams are higher? What if kaya mo na? GCash gives you secure payments, real-time money transfers, accessible financial services, exclusive deals, and a full suite of business solutions para kaya mo na sumabay sa takbo ng buhay. Kaya mo na to stay connected. Kaya mo na magbayad anytime, anywhere. Kaya mo na mag-buy and sell. Kaya mo na to get exclusive deals. Kaya mo na magpera padala. Kaya mo na gawing safe ang future. Kaya mo na abutin ang pangarap. Kaya mo na makatulong, magbigay ng pag-asa. Kaya mo, GCash mo.
Parang ang dami ng inagaw sa atin ng panahon. Pero kahit papaano, may nagpapatuloy hanggang ngayon. Para magpakita ng malasakit, para dalhin ang mga araw na sisikatan ng ating mga ngiti, para sa bawat sandali ng sharing, ng unli chikahan, ng di nauubos na tawanan. Pati tulungan, para magbigay ng suporta. Anumang hugis at kulay nito. Para sa health natin. Para umusad sa goals na pinipilit abutin. Para sa future mo. Pati ng mga taong umaasa sa'yo. Sa dami ng nagbago, kasama pa rin natin ang globe. Para patunayan na hawak pa rin natin ang tadhana. At nasa kamay pa rin natin ang bukas. Na atin pa rin ang bawat araw. Atin ang bawat sandali. Atin ang pagtutulungan. Atin ang pagbangon. Atin ang panalo. Atin ang success at asenso. Dahil higit pa sa abot natin ang mundo, with Globe, atin pa rin ito. Atin ang mundo.
Manong Fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Everyday siya kung dumating. Kaya parang institusyon na siya dito sa area namin. Minsan, sobrang late na. Andun pa rin si Manong Fishball.
Ginagabi kayo, Manong!
Enrollment eh.
After some time, yung kariton ni Manong Fishball nadagdagan ng may bike.
Hanggang kabilang kalye, nagtitinda na rin kayo, Manong?
Pang notebook.
Sunod na taon, pati menu nadagdagan.
Nax, may squid balls na!
Mahal kasi ang lapis. Ikit ka pa dyan.
Bilib na bilib ako kay Manong Fishball. Akalain mong yung maliit niyang kariton, napalaki niya ng ganun? Ang nagagawa nga naman ng pangarap ng isang magulang.
Manong, anong grade na ba yung anak nyo?
Tagal nang tapos sa mga bata. Ako naman ngayon.
Manong Fishball ang tawag sa kanya. Pero sa mga araw na yun, many years ago, higit pa sa fishballs ang binigay niya sa akin. He taught me na walang di natutupad na pangarap sa taong handang magsumikap.
Dami niya na.
Panghapunan.
Pantoga.
Atin ang pangarap. Atin ang pagsisikap. Atin ang mundo. Globe.
Nice, nice. Atin ang mundo. And we are back. So in an ever-evolving reality with changing business needs, I hope you get to learn more about how we could continue improving the experiences of our customers. So if you have any questions or would like to even get to know more about the services, please contact your Globe Business Account Managers. Ang ganda ng mga kwento. First time ko lang makita yung Manong Fishball. Natatakam nga rin ako dun eh. So before the break, we were able to listen to Philip and Beej talk about the benefits of DIA and broadband. Here at Globe, we want to give you options and the freedom to choose what's right for your company. That's why we've invited an expert from Globe's Digital Solutions Group to talk about managed Wi-Fi so you can assess if it's the right solution for your organization. With more than 18 years under his belt, our speaker has worked with several telco vendors such as Veritiv, Emerson, ZTE, and NEC, where he handled both network and enterprise business. Joining us this morning is the Business Development Lead for Globe's Wi-Fi Business Solutions, Mr. Edgar Morales.
Hi. Thanks.
Hi, Edgar. Hi, good morning.
Okay. All right, good morning. So this morning, we're going to talk about the managed Wi-Fi or the business Wi-Fi that we're going to offer for the vacant lots now in our real estate property. So right now, our big challenge are how are we going to repurpose these spaces, these common areas that we're having in our building. So we can have this convert this as co-working spaces, or maybe a wellness rooms, or probably a community events or catering and pop-up events. So with this, I'll just share the slide. So how are we going to have this areas to be reported? By having a managed Wi-Fi. So this is an effort that's effectively providing the Wi-Fi service as an end-to-end service to the following areas. So we from the Digital Solutions Group, we will be the one to cater the design from the design stage, and help you to provide how are we going to have a better solution on these spaces. And once we sign, we already have an agreement, we have a contract, we can do a hardware procurement from the end-to-end devices. So from points, switches, and even structured cabling, it will be catered all throughout. And we, as on the Digital Solutions Group, we are also do the implementation of this service. So we have a dedicated engineers to supervise and to manage the end-to-end timeline of the service. And we also have some partner vendors to do the structured cabling services. And in terms of the after sales, we have also catering and offering the support and maintenance of private network, or the Wi-Fi network. And also part of the services, we will also offer a financing scheme, to help you to commercial rates for just some redefining the features of our managed Wi-Fi. Actually, this already what we're deploying. It's already an enterprise grade Wi-Fi network, so it's it's a worry-free setup for you to no need to manage. We also customize the look and feel of your portal, so we can provide the customized SSID depending of how or what use case that we want to implement on these areas. We can offer also several login options, so we can provide a click to connect if we want to offer just a minimum time of usage, or it can be also an OTP verification or voucher based, and it can also be a username and password as part of the login option. In terms of usage management, we can control the usage of each user based on the time. So if we want to provide them a time-based, for example, 1 hour rent of our spaces as a co-working, or probably 3 hours, or depending on how are we going to limit the usage, we can control those management, or even on the volume or bandwidth base, so that we can lessen the usage or the abuse usage on our network. No. Same with the built-in firewall. We can limit the user access on the websites, and even we can filter some applications that are unnecessary or we don't want to access in our network. Also for the usage reports, we can monitor the usage of the network and even get user insights of each user. So depending on how are they are connecting to our network. And it also provides 24/7 proactive monitoring. So it's a real-time monitoring of your network from our dedicated NOC. So dedicated NOC means this is all the supporting and looking after on the Wi-Fi network. And it's a proactive, so even if there's advanced fault or issue or concern on your network, we can determine and we can contact you and inform you on what's happening in your network. Or we also have a 24/7 service desk and hotline that you can contact in terms of there's concern on the network. All right. So in terms of financing, so the flexible payment options, so we can provide a CapEx-based or even an OpEx-based option of up to maximum of 5 years contract term. So you don't need to worry for your big CapEx once you have preferred with this network. So once we finish install and it's already up and you're already signed for the acceptance, we can bill you monthly or monthly recurring charges. So it's just like you're subscribing for your Wi-Fi network on a monthly basis. Okay. So for the managed Wi-Fi, there are 3 offerings. We can have it a Wi-Fi portal. So this is a centralized portal that we can manage or monitor it for you. Also, there's a cloud managed Wi-Fi. So this is a cloud-based. There's no on-premise controller that we will install on your premises. We can do a co-management. You just easily also access the cloud by our central management for you to monitor also what's happening on your network. And we also have a specialist managed Wi-Fi, which is also have an on-premise controller if users or the clients wants to have a customer network setup within their premises. So some of examples or features of the managed Wi-Fi portals. So these are we have a fully branded access portal where we can provide skins of your establishments depending on how do you want users can see your portal. So you can promote your brand or you can attract more customers or even boost your product sales or even have a quarterly announcement of your facilities. So by having these portals customized, it can also be a click to connect. So if you have small offices or some coffee shops or stores within the premises, it can be a click to connect portal where user can easily just click the continue button to grant their internet access, and after a certain time of they will be disconnected to your Wi-Fi network. Or if you want to get some information from your clients or from the users who's connecting to your network, it can be we can also provide get their mobile numbers, and there will be an one-time PIN that they will be receiving, and they just need to enter it and before for granting them for a Wi-Fi network. And another one is a managed Wi-Fi cloud. So this is a cloud-based. So we have a cloud-based platform. It is easy setup for a wireless network in an instance. So everything will be monitored and seen via cloud. It's via central management. So it's a DIY customizations. It's also a built-in firewall that keep our Wi-Fi network safe. Everything's already also that we're deploying is an enterprise grade network, so we can limit the commercial grade of the access points, switches, and devices. Even at the user insights, we can view it from the cloud management, centralized for easy monitoring. And some of the use cases of the managed Wi-Fi that we have provided and installed on the hospitality and hotel services. So we have one Alpha Land Makati Place. So they just want to have a uniquely intelligent connectivity from each users that they can separate the usage or connections of their hotel employees and even the offices and some of the tenants. So what we did is we upgrade their existing Wi-Fi infrastructure to provide Wi-Fi to all their tenants for free as part of their part of the amenities of their hotel services. So there's a separate Alpha Land branded portal, and with username and password login, and we also separate some of the SSIDs that they want to offer or that they are offering for their guests, so that they can prevent or they can split the private network, their office network against for the usage of their guests. Yeah. And another use case is My Town Co-Living. So this is a dormitory. So in this place, we also install a community Wi-Fi. This is a public Wi-Fi. But the owner of this dormitory or apartment wants to only provide certain bandwidth for the cost, 200 MB DI only for their purchase as part of the bundling offer of the managed Wi-Fi. So what we did, we installed all the access point, the Wi-Fi access points, switches to all the hallways and even in the rooms to cover, to provide the Wi-Fi signal. But once the user want to have a high-speed internet, so they can switch their connectivity or their usage to the public Wi-Fi, which is already a paid Wi-Fi. Yeah. So I think this is the last slide of my presentation. So I'll just check on the Q&A. So for your questions. Okay. One of the question is that I often hear Go Wi-Fi, especially in malls and public areas. What is the difference between Go Wi-Fi and a managed Wi-Fi service? Okay, for Go Wi-Fi, this is also under Digital Solutions Group. So these Wi-Fi connections are offered for the public places like malls, airports, transport areas, that users can enjoy a free 30-minute Wi-Fi. And once they need to access for additional internet, they need to buy for another SKUs. Well, for the managed Wi-Fi service, this is an end-to-end IT solution that we're offering a private LAN services for companies, for clients. So this is separate network, Wi-Fi network from the public. Okay, another one is, how long does it usually take for the implementation of the managed Wi-Fi? Okay, for the managed Wi-Fi, for the end-to-end service, this usually takes 60 days for implementation up to the on-airing of site. Yeah, so this already includes from the design and procuring of devices and even the implementation of end-to-end service. Okay, are there any questions? Just please type your questions to Q&A and we'll answer that offline.
All right. Sir, maraming pong salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing how Globe's managed Wi-Fi solutions can help elevate the resident and tenant experiences through easy internet accessibility and reliability in common areas of residential properties. So Sir Edgar, again, maraming pong salamat. So we have given you options in terms of connectivity. So now, what can you do with that? Here to help you maximize customer experience and minimize technological impact is our guest speaker from Yondu. Aside from being a Six Sigma Yellow Belt title holder, he is also a certified Scrum product owner of Scrum Alliance and was certified by the School of Design Sprint as a product development innovator. We're fortunate to have with us this morning Yondu's Director for Products and Innovation, Mr. Carl Polanco. Hi, Carl. Good morning. So glad to join with us.
Good morning, Martin. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Although that reminds me of my, younger years of pre-pandemic.
Parang tagal na.
All right. Yes, time flies so fast. We all miss traveling. So, all right. So good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is well and safe. My name is Carl, and I'm the head of products and innovations team at Yondu. Yondu is one of the technology pillars of Globe, serving businesses to help achieve their organizational goals. So today I'm going to talk about enhancing customer experience and operations through innovative solutions. I want to begin my presentation with something we can ponder on, right? I want us to reflect on how our organization dealt with the pandemic. So for almost 2 years of the crisis, how did we do and how did our business cope? And how did our customers actually felt? How did they feel about it? How were the changes like for them? So while some businesses are thriving and others are surviving, we can all agree that sustaining our business through the pandemic is taxing, to say the least. So the changes in the ways on how we operate regularly somehow forced us to pivot. So from brick and mortar now to fully automated operations and online engagements, even the brick and mortar stores, shops, malls, they actually go online now, right? And the pandemic has put every industry through a very challenging state. Each businesses has to think of ways to stay relevant. And so the technology that trends that would disrupt the real estate industry. So thankfully, the industry has proved its resiliency over the years. According to a report by Central Bank of the Philippines, the nationwide residential property recorded an increase of 27.1% year-on-year during the second quarter of 2020. So that's the highest growth rate since the first quarter of 2016. Despite the depressed market conditions in our country, condominiums were still continuously being sold out. So in fact, take up during the first half of 2020, it reached about 20,000 versus 22,000 units in 2019. So that's a lot for first half, right? This was a really good performance considering the strict lockdown implementation nationwide. And this 2020, it generated a gross value added of nearly 126 billion pesos during the second quarter. So this only shows that the industry is still one of the critical drivers of the Philippine economy. And we have ourselves to thank for that. As significant players in the real estate industry, we know that we can generate revenue through rental income, appreciation, and profits generated from activities that depend on the property. But while the industry survived the challenges brought by the pandemic, we know that it's likely possible for us to face more challenges down the road. And it is continuously disrupted caused by the technology. So the industry advanced alongside the technology. But before we found ourselves in extensive, cold callings, answering inquiries over the phone, and traditional on-ground activities. But today, just being present online help us communicate and coordinate with potential clients, finding ways for people to have access to our properties virtually. So there are also messaging and call applications that we use. Buyers have information about the property with just a few clicks. Overall, technology is one of the key drivers in directing the future of the industry. In fact, Forbes has listed the most impactful technology trends that are disrupting the real estate industry. Let me show you the 3 major technologies that are relevant with today's discussion. So first one is smart access control. So we may have heard of it already because this is the #1 investment of property owners to make their structures more efficient and secured. With the use of smart access control, building security and convenience go together hand in hand. It's both enhanced. Unauthorized people are denied entry, while authorized people can quickly gain access. Another one is rental comparables. With this technology, clients can compare rents from properties to properties with similar features in the same neighborhood. It is similar to running a sales comparable app, but instead, it would give you a forecast what the price of property will be, and investors can easily predict how much cash flow do they have and the investment it will generate within the rentals. Lastly is rental management. The technology automates your task as property managers and helps you organize and manage the property easily. A rental management software company was named the #1 fastest growing company of 2020 by Fortune magazine. So it's worth mentioning that many real estate companies globally are now implementing property management applications that will solve the struggle of manual processes in their day-to-day operations. So indeed, the technology is disrupting the real estate industry and reshaping the future of the business. And with the pandemic, people's behavior towards safety has definitely changed. So we may or may not kind of expedited the implementation of contactless solutions as the demand grew, but protection has always been the top priority. Reducing physical presence and increasing cashless payments are one of the most biggest players in this transition period. So the question is, how do we actually want to achieve these goals? And I believe that as one of the top IT players in the country, we understand that challenges in that the journey is best start is to have an efficient property management. We can start small. Over the years, many real estate companies in our country have decided to replace, complement or supplement their existing package systems, the off-the-shelf products. However, this is because of the growing needs of priorities of the consumers. Like I said earlier, the idea of contactless processes has been the top driver of operations everywhere. When the pandemic broke out, people's priorities changed. Many real estate clients and tenants have put utmost importance on their safety and protection, making contactless solutions a viable innovation for us. Let's take a look at the common challenges faced by our tenants. So first, there's the challenge of waiting of request confirmation and approvals. One scenario on some is having to request a repair. People has to send letter of request or fill out request forms. And additionally, they would also do follow-ups so that they would be able to confirm that their services are already confirmed. They do it through emails or calls or mobile SMS. This manual process causes a lot of inconvenience for them. Property managers are the busiest head in the neighborhood, and there are many tasks to do, many properties to manage, and many tenants to coordinate with. Second challenge is communications. Communication in itself is essential because this keeps our tenants aware of any issues within the property or within their properties. New announcements and policy changes are things a tenant cannot miss. Third is the manual registration for visitors. Our tenants are fully aware of the level of security the property has. Manual registration for visitor takes a lot of energy and time on both sides. Lastly, the struggle with manual bill issuance and payments. Manual processing payments for the utilities received via mailbox, and it's a monthly responsibility for everyone. Of course, we'll not miss our typical and persistent problems as property managers as well. So let's take a quick look at these challenges. So we start off with task organization. On a daily basis, how many tasks do we actually encounter? We have viewings of properties, we have meetings, inspections, maintenance, lease application processing. It is time consuming, and more often than not, would require us to back and forth coordination just to iron out details with people. So we have to make calls from our third party, vendors. We have to talk to the clients, to all our stakeholders. Another one is lease management. So we constantly create real-time status and occupancy reports and lease extension offers. We also talk about payments as we keep track of the market rates regularly. So late payment follow-ups can be tricky and challenging, especially if we are talking about a fairly large size estate. And finally, something that we can all relate to, whether it be in an office or residential setting, going to the front desk and manually signing logbooks for security monitoring purposes. Even more so now that there are added layers of security like contact tracing forms, temperature checks, and all that. We can all imagine how this kind of visitor management gives to the visitor of your tenants. And at the end of the day, no matter how organized and systematic we are, we can easily get lost, juggling a large number of tasks around. So now, given that our specific needs and challenges, preferences, and priorities today has changed, we at Yondu help organizations to get a clear picture of how to implement solutions that can ease the pain points that you have right now. Ideally, a system, not just an app. It's totally a system where the business processes and technologies applied orchestrate the operations. A system that is designed to help property management, unit owners, and prospects solve immediate problems and automate daily activities. Like I mentioned earlier, we can start small, right? So with property management solutions, so let me talk about a few solutions that we can go through. So a secured community is a trusted community. So our tenants should experience a seamless process of approval of visitors instead of making calls requesting permission through an email or letter. So they should be able to, schedule and list the names of their visitors through mobile. Think about, in one click, having the security or front desk checks the system for the list of approved visitor, having to know if they are vaccinated or not. There'll be no time-consuming process from both front desk and visitors for identity verification. One of the easiest solutions to have, but you'd be surprised that not a lot of properties has this. To be honest, booking and reservation should also be convenient. Our tenants should be able to reserve amenity for any purpose that we may see fit. Though the access to an app, tenants, probably their guests, can enjoy their time inside the secured and contactless estate. Then comes the rise of online payments. So all the bills that needs to be paid should be paid online too. So we can all attest to the convenience that it provides when we do things online, our own pace, our own time, and in the safety of our home. Closing communication gaps between PMO and tenants. So anytime, anywhere, our tenants should have access to information. Do things without having to go manually sign or go to your offices. They could see updates from you, keeping full visibility and transparency. May it be community bulletins, projects, guide, protocol, and property updates. So thinking about the back office, there's quite a lot of things that we want to happen in solving tenants' problems. But first in the list, how we would run the operation shouldn't be as complicated. So for visitor management, you should be able to easily view and approve requests made online. So it will help us fight challenges related to information security and visitor privacy. Activities and inventories organizer. So we should be able to approve the reservation for the amenities without manually transacting with our tenants. Looking at the centralized and organized calendar, we can easily see the events that will take place at different amenities of different estates. It will definitely help us manage projects and tasks. We can easily monitor schedules of any up and coming activity. Accountability is just as equally as important with this one. And having it organized, it is improved and established. Let's not forget about the business side of things, right? So we want to manage customer relationship as well through your database to help us connect the potential clients. We can gather feedback from the current tenants and should help us evaluate data. And as the management office, we can think of ways on how to improve not only the needs of the residents, but also look into opportunities on profitability. Complexities of multi-tenant leasing is a tedious process. Having a dashboard that can have a real-time lease status and occupancy report in one glance, or even running reports, that should save you a lot of time. We can also maximize our time focusing on running the business itself with automated sequences. So we no longer have to worry about reminding the tenants about payments, because we should have scheduled notifications, send the late payment follow-ups, and timely reminders of dues and charges, and other notices to other tenants. An efficient property management solution makes it easier for you to get your work done. But to sum it all up, improvement in cost savings, maintenance, accounting, and asset management should now be easier to achieve. Implementing a system like this, we can take control of things that doesn't quite serve the purpose of us providing an excellent product and services. So just to wrap things up, COVID has been a challenge to the world, and more so in the industry. But when we look at the brighter side of it, we are encouraged to innovate. We inspire ourselves to leverage available technology and make better use of it to improve the lives of our customers. Though as business owners, we have a choice to adapt, and that technology seems to cover pretty much everything: communication, efficiency, time, money, and security. Going beyond what is practiced may seem uncomfortable and risky, but if we focus on the long-term gains, we get better efficiency that results in customer satisfaction and improved credibility of the business. This leads to enhanced workflow and convenient lives for all stakeholders, including you, your employees, and your tenants. So that concludes my topic for today. Again, my name is Carl. Thank you so much for having me. If you're interested in implementing these solutions, we are ecstatic to start it for you. And we're here to help you achieve success, meet the business goals, and guide you through the process and with your decision to go above and beyond. I believe that is time for me. Thank you so much for having me. Do we have any questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Carl. I
Um,
believe you have
do-
one
do we have-
question now.
Time? Yep. Okay. Let me answer this one question. How long will it take to build a property management mobile app? So that's a good question. To start with, every organization has different type of needs. That's why there's no one size fits all kind of product for most. You could have started, transforming your business and work on things that matters to you. If there are tools already implemented in place, we have to understand how we can harmonize these applications and better suit the need. So to give a time frame, I'd say that we will take about 3 to 4 months reviewing all the processes and stuff. Like what I mentioned earlier, it's a whole system, right? It's the business, how we would run it with you, and stuff like that, and how the tools can actually improve and provide value to the operations. But for some, there are process analysis that needs to take place and ensure the tools are greatly benefited from. So it may take longer, about 6 to 8 months.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Carl, for that interesting session. As a unit owner myself, I know what it's like living in a condominium, and I look forward to utilizing that kind of mobile app for contactless and worry-free transactions in engagements with the community, and even just doing whatever I need to do for operations or the back end for my safety and for my peace of mind. So I'd like to once again thank our speakers, Philip, Beej, Edgar, and of course, Carl, for all your insightful presentations. And what's nice is that let's put ourselves also in the shoes of our tenants, of our customers, because we ourselves have experienced that. And what are those pain points? Those are your opportunities to really improve the experience of your customers. Of course, we'd like to thank everyone here for attending, and in Globe Business, your feedback is crucial in how we craft our sessions. This is why I would like to ask our guests to please answer the feedback form, which you can access via QR code on your screen right now. Okay? And as a token for your honest feedback, we will be giving the first 12 survey responders the following. So you know this, if you're working with Globe, prizes are great. So for the first 12 survey responders, you will be receiving prizes. Okay, so how's it gonna happen? All right, so the first and second person to submit his or her form will each get one 0917 Lifestyle wireless earphones. Okay, super important din ngayon. For the next 10 responders, we'll be giving away 500 peso electronic gift cards, which you can redeem at 0917lifestyle.com. We have a lot of items there, and I'm personally looking at the Augie charger, kasi charger, I need it. Battery is life, diba? So now, how about, we'll give you a few minutes. We'll give you about 2 minutes to answer. Once you're through, we'll be looking and flashing the winners of our prizes. Right, so please access the feedback form on the QR on the screen. And although it's first come, first serve, although it's paunahan, we hope if you could give us your honest feedback so we can continue improving how we run our sessions. All right. Sige. So, we'd like to congratulate our winners. No? So just a reminder that for our first 2 winners, the Globe marketing team will reach out to you via email for your delivery details. And of course, for those who won the e-gift cards, your codes will be sent directly to your registered address. All right. So let's see who our winners are. Congratulations. Congratulations. So again, reminder, Globe marketing team will reach out to you via your email for your delivery details. Okay, so I'd also like to take this opportunity to invite everyone to join our session tomorrow on digital acquisition solutions, where we'll focus on property buying sites, digital marketing solutions, e-signature solutions, and a CRM platform specifically for real estate. If you have not registered yet, please scan the QR code on your screen. Please feel free to take a photo, take a screenshot, and forward this QR code to your peers and your colleagues. Also, please watch out for an upcoming event by Q1 of next year on another pillar of Globe Business's real estate solutions, showcasing 5G and IoT technologies to future-proof properties. Super important yan, especially now we're moving to the better normal and to a new year, diba? It's a great start. So for more information about our upcoming activities or questions about the solutions we presented today, please feel free to reach out to your Globe Business account managers. Again, this has been Martin Fausto. Magandang umaga. Stay safe. And together, let's own a braver tomorrow.